Today in Chris' kitchen, we are cooking up this Southern soul food classic, smothered pork chops. My chops are easy and quick, and they'll have your family thinking you cooked them all day. They are tender, they are savory, they are pan seared to save on some calories, child, and they are swimming in a beautiful onion gravy that will have your family and friends begging for some more. And I'm gonna show you how to cook them right now. Okay, y'all, first we got to do some prep. We need diced onions. This is a real simple thing to do. Depending on how much you need, you will either cut this lengthwise or widthwise. I'm only using about 1/4 of this onion because I'm only cooking for 2. So I'm going to cut mine widthwise first and then cut that half in half. After that, just remove the outer skin of your onion and discard and make slices across the onion as you see me doing here until you get to the end. And then you're just going to cut across the slices until you get to the end and discard that, and then bam, you got diced onions. We'll just set that aside. Now in a pan on medium-high heat, we need to melt down a little bit of butter, or today I'm using canola oil because we're keeping this figure friendly, baby, and it is a heart healthy oil. Now while we wait for our oil to heat up, we are going to season our chops on both sides. We're going to use some seasoning salt, some black pepper, some onion powder, and some garlic powder, and then we're going to use a little bit of Italian seasoning. That's that seasoning that people going to be trying to figure out what she don't put in her food. It's so good. And then we're going to add some paprika for a little bit of extra color and a little bit of cayenne because I like it a little spicy, but I'm only going to do this on one side because husband isn't that crazy about it. Then you're going to flip your chops over and do the exact same mix we did on the other side. Then you'll dredge them very lightly in some flour because we just want a slight crust on these chops before we smother them. Now it's time to put them in a pan. We will just brown them on each side for a few minutes. They will continue to cook in the gravy when we make our gravy. As you can see, I'm using a thin center cut, or what they call a breakfast chop, but you can use any cut you like and do the exact same cooking method I'm showing you to do here today, and I promise you it will still taste oh so good. Once all your chops have been browned on both sides, remove them from the pan and set them aside. Now you may have to cook your chops in batches so that you don't overcrowd your pan and you get that nice crispy golden brown we're looking for. Now let's make some gravy, baby. We are going to start by making a roux. In that same pan with all that yummy flavor, we're just going to add some butter and the diced onions we made earlier, and then we're going to cook our onion down for a little bit. We want them to kind of brown up some, saute and soften. I'm going to use a whisk for this because I just really want to make sure our gravy isn't lumpy, because look, that is not cute at all. Okay. Then we're going to add in a little bit of minced garlic, and you want to cook this until fragrant for about maybe 30 seconds to a minute. And then we'll sprinkle in our flour, and we're going to cook it for about 5 to 7 minutes or until it's nice and golden brown. Now look at you. You just made a roux, boo. Now we'll add in cold liquid of choice. I recommend a broth or stock for added flavor, but you can use water if you like. And I chose to use my own broth, and I can show you guys how to make that if you like today, but I don't need to add any more flavor because I find when I use my own broth it's pretty flavorful, so I don't really need to add any extra seasoning, but please season to taste. Once your gravy starts to thicken up, you will simply place your chops back into the gravy and making sure that each and every chop is covered with the gravy, and then you will reduce the heat of your pan and cover and allow your chops to simmer for 12 to 15 minutes if you use breakfast chops like I did, or until the chops are cooked thoroughly through. If you used a thicker cut chop, tips for cooking those will be in the description box. I'm gonna serve it up, serve it up. Now, I made a Gouda mashed potato. Let me know in the comments if y'all like to see that recipe. Are you team rice and gravy or are you team mashed potatoes and gravy? Either way, make sure you are spooning over that delicious, yummy onion gravy you made from scratch. Warning, be careful who you serve these to, because look, they're gonna be like, more gravy, more gravy, more gravy, more. If you enjoyed today's recipe, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on that notification bell so you won't miss the next recipe we have cooking up. And I'll see you guys next week here in Chris Kitchen. Bye.